All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another velocity banking review and also call it Winston Churchill Storytime. Now, why are we calling it that? Well, I don't know if you ever heard of the Winston Churchill quote. People occasionally encounter the truth, but often quickly dismiss it and continue on with their lives as if nothing significant occurred. Well, this was a quote by this dude right here, Winston Churchill. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, and every time I talk about like velocity banking, pretty much in real life, people just kind of stare at me and then they just kind of go away, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that this was gonna happen. Because if it were me, and I think this was kind of me, um, I would just be like, "Hey, like, can you tell me a little bit more?" Right? Even if I'm skeptical, I'm just like curious. If you're telling me like, "Hey, there's this easy, quick debt payoff strategy, and I don't have to really make more money or just efficiently use the money that I have better," I would just be like, "Yeah, tell me more." And it's been my experience that whenever I tell most people like, "Hey, paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, and this is me, the go to debt payoff right here," and you can figure it out, right? Maturity date 2051. First payment is subtract 30 years, November 1st, 2021. I paid it off as of July 29, 2024, so that's 2 years and 9 months, and, yeah, nobody really asked me anything in, like, real life, like, "How'd you do that?" or "What is this thing called velocity banking?" Sometimes I even do a demo of it, and then people just kind of literally run away, and I've asked ChatGPT, "What's up with this? What's the deal?" That's my bad, Jerry Seinfeld impression, but yeah, the people are like that, just kind of walk away, and I'm just telling this, "Hey, there's this cool strategy," and people don't wanna learn. They don't. In fact, let me actually get the AI voice bot to read the Winston Churchill quote.
Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened.
As if nothing had happened. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, and I don't know why. So that's my Winston Churchill story. So let's go into velocity banking. So, what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into debt. Now, what would happen if you were making decent money and you were overdrawn by negative 229, negative $294? You ask most people, like, hey, listen, you make decent income, because if you know what $6,000 a month, and that's approximately 100K a year. Even though 100K a year isn't like that much these days, it's still 100K a year, right? And what if, okay, you had all this debt, okay, and you're negative $300 left over, meaning you overdrafted. Do you have to make more money to get out of this, right? And most people are like, yeah, yeah, I need to make more money. And this is where the magic happens, where we do velocity banking, same income, same expenses, right? And here's what we're going to do. You see this column right here, or this section where we're negative savings? It doesn't matter whether we're positive or negative. With velocity banking, we're just going to make this into zero. Okay, into zero. And what I mean by that is that anytime money comes in, deposited, it's going to go out into our debt, usually the line of credit. Okay, so let's go ahead and go here, and I'm going to have something called cash flow. And we're going to make it from negative to positive simply by transferring some debt into what we call our line of credit. And what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. So I'm going to do this 25, 26. I'm going to go ahead and sum it up. And then this is 51,000, right? 51,000. So I'm going to just do this 51,000. And what we're going to do is just do a debt transfer, just a credit card, and see how easy that is. And look at that. We literally went from negative $300 to $1,400 in an instant, and we did not make more money. Did we make more money? Still the same 6,000, still the same debt. So we just added a credit line to the mix and just technically borrowed more money, or just did a debt transfer. And we literally went from here to here. Oh my goodness, it's so easy, right? I've shown this to many people, and nobody in my real life has actually done their spreadsheet on their own. Now, I know there are some good students out there online who follow this and do their spreadsheets and even upload on YouTube, but in real life, it's like that Winston Churchill quote. They just like find themselves, they see it, sometimes they're even shocked, and then they just walk away. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that, like, The vast majority of human beings were like this. It's official confirmation that we're the Matrix, folks. Official confirmation. All right, so let's go ahead and do the final step, which is put your entire paycheck, the $6,000, into the line of credit. Does two things. Number one, it satisfies the minimum monthly payment when you dump your entire paycheck in. Don't save money, people. Put your entire paycheck into a line of credit. Take your expenses out of the line of credit. And then after every single month, the balance will go down by 1,400 plus some interest. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm going to take the next month's, which is based on the uh, just previous month's plus one, previous month's balance plus the previous month's interest minus whatever our cash flow is. So what is our cash flow? It is 1468.35. 1468.35, right? And then what we're going to do is take the interest, we're going to take the average daily balance, right? Multiply it by the interest rate. Okay, multiply by 0.08 and then divide by 12, right? And that's the interest we pay for the month. And then we just do copy and paste. And, we literally went from negative $300 and now we're positive cash flowing. Oh my goodness. And then we start off with the credit card debts, and I am the greatest of all time. And this is just an opportunity for me to praise myself and tell me I am the greatest, right? So what happens when you pay off your mortgage in 2 years and 9 months? You think you're the greatest, right? I'm just kidding. But I am the GOAT. I am the GOAT. Okay. I am the GOAT. Now, just to kind of brag a little bit more, here's my $280,000 home equity line of credit. So what does that mean? Is that if I click a button on the cell phone, I can potentially borrow up to 280,000 in an instant at a 7.5% interest rate. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and calculate what the current balance of our loans is. So we got this loan calculator thingy right here. And let me go ahead and do this and just figure out. So this is, I got to set this up, which I didn't do correctly. So 22, 3, 21, 000 at 4%, 5 years, 35, 000, 7% at, was it 10 years? Yeah, student loans usually 10 years, and then 200 at 3% for 30. Okay. So, all right. So now let's go ahead and do this. And I just really got to check one thing. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do this and figure out what month are we at. We're at month 40, 40 months. And then how much debt did we pay off? 40 months. And this is going to be 25 plus 26, which is going to be 51K. It's our first milestone, getting rid of the credit card debt. And as we pay off more debt, then it just becomes like a snowball effect, snowball rolling down the hill. And then I'm just going to go in, where am I? Month 40. So it's going to be 40, 40, 40, 40. And if you don't know, now you know. This is how we pay off the debt. The easiest way is using something called the cash flow index. So think of it as a ranking system. The lower the number, the more bang you get for your buck for paying off the debt in terms of cash flow. Pay off these debts, you'd certainly get more than a student loan in terms of cash flow, right? Almost $800. Pay off this debt, 25 grand, I only get 400. Pay off 185 grand, I only get double that, right? That's what this means. So let's go ahead and pay off these debts. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sum this up. So we're going to pay off 15 grand in debt. Let me go ahead and do that. And we're going to move 15 grand. Okay, and then this is going to be 0, 0. And then now the cash flow is over 2 grand. So 2 grand of cash flow. And I am just going to do this, control paste. All right, so this is going to be plus 15173.15. And then we're going to subtract 2250.41. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. And then we see that in 47 months, voila, completely paid off. 47 months. All right. 47 months. Okay, 47 months. And it's going to be 51 plus 22 plus 21, and then 94K, and blah, 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 blah. And this is going to be, all right. Oopsie, let's move this here. So what month are we at? We're at month 47 now. And so this is 0, 0. This is 47, 47. And Now the next one to tackle is the student loan. So this one has an interest rate very similar to the line of credit. So I feel comfortable moving into the line of credit. And it's the next loan we want to pay off. So let's just go ahead and do this right here. This is going to be 0 now. And I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. Copy and paste. And I'm going to do this. Right. And then it's going to be plus 24101.76. All right, so now we've done that, 24101.76. This is now 0, and then we got the new cash flow, which is 2656.79. Okay, and I want to do this, and I'm going to update the cash flow, 2656.79. And I am going to copy and paste all of this, and in 56 months, we are good. We are good. So 56 months, the student loan is completely gone, which is 94 plus 35. Whoopsie, not 64. 94. And then 129K. All right. So now let's go ahead and go here in 56 months. What's our current balance? 179,000. Okay. So now here's the most important thing that I'm going to tell you about the 30-year mortgage. If there's a huge interest rate difference, you probably don't want to move it into that line of credit. You probably don't. So what you're going to do, or what some people will do, is that on the internet suggests, oh, move the whole $179,000 into the line of credit because, line of credit good, loan bad, right? And that's really not how we want to think. Okay, we have to. We do have to consider the interest rate, and if we pay off the loan, how much cash flow do we get, right? So sometimes it's going to the effect is going to be so minimal when we get a lot of cash flow for paying off a loan, right? That's it. So when we move, let's say, 4% or 5% loan to a line of credit, not a big whoop. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and figure out how long it's going to take to pay off this mortgage. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. So here we go. Here we go. We have this velocity banking calculator. We just type in the details and then it'll show you how long it'll take to pay off. And so let me just kind of go in here and just type it in. So it's 200,000, and then it should be 179,397.51. 397.51. 30 years. What's the payment amount? It's 843.21. 843.21. And then what's our income? Our income is $6,000. $6,000. And then our expenses is everything except for the loan we're trying to pay off, which is $2,500. And what does this chunk amount mean? Just basically how much you're moving into the line of credit. So if you're moving a 3% loan into an 8% line of credit, right? It will take you 5.3 years to pay it off, and you'll pay 41 grand in interest. So you might think, oh, that's pretty good. 5.3 years, and we save some money. But why don't we just do this? Do it in small chunks, and then it's only 13 grand of interest, and you pay 4.6 years. Whoa! Right. So, okay. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Folks, I've done these presentations so many times, and nowadays I'm really surprised if anybody actually like cares, because I've done this like a billion times, and the person who's like actually interested in learning this is kind of the rarity, believe it or not. At least in my opinion, it is. Maybe I just kind of maybe I'm just too slick. I'm just too slick, and so people get a heart attack. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the Winston Churchill, whatever he's talking about. Stumble over truth, and then you just move on, right? So again, for me, I'm just gonna tell you my personal experience. I paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, right? 2 years and 9 months, and I don't think I've had anybody really like ask me, like, "Can you please do a spreadsheet with me? Can you please do it with me?" And I'd be like, "Okay, let's do it together." And I'm talking about real life, not online. People want it online, but sometimes the way that they ask how to do it is I don't really like it, right? Got to be a little bit nicer. especially with people who want to help you. All right, so that's it for today, folks. It's Creolanta Mentorship. Have a great day, and I don't even know what this is. Like, what am I looking at? Oh yeah, it's my line of credit. Okay. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next video.